This is a little ornament that I've just waxed. I've waxed the entire ornament, and I'm going to carve through the wax and, excuse me, to inlay a design, to inlay a pattern. So this is hard leather hard that I've already waxed, and the wax has dried. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And with this one, I'm using, this is a sewing needle with a sharp edge. What I like about this is I can get a pretty fine line to inlay with my really watered down slip. Sometimes I do this with my ball stylus, the same tool I used for sgraffito, but it will give me a little broader line. And on this little piece, this is such a tiny little ornament that I think those finer line will look really nice. Okay, I've carved all those lines. Now I'm going to brush them out with a dry paintbrush as best I can. I think I'll add just a couple more because I can. Okay, this time for real. Okay, so now I've got those lines carved. They are just carved into the clay, just barely carved into the clay. Mostly it's to get through the wax. and that exposes the clay that will absorb the slip. The wax will resist the slip. So this almost seems like magic. So this slip is very watered down. It's actually just a little bit of dried ball clay and frit, which is a melting agent, and mason stain. A lot of mason stain. It's very saturated. But so now my aim is just to kind of float it into those carved lines. Here's where if I'd missed a spot with the wax, it would, I would definitely see it. The clay would absorb this mason stain mixture and stain it. It'd be hard to wipe it off. I could wipe it off, but it would degrade the clay. I think I got it everywhere. And now I'm going to use a damp sponge. I'll bring my water back for this, and wipe off the surface. If I see a spot I feel like I missed, I can go back in and add a little. Okay, I like to use my apron and just dry that off a little bit. So I can wipe away any extra slip that's gone where I don't want it. It might just be floating on top of the waxed surface if I don't dry it off. It just helps me be able to see it. There's where I made a slip with my needle. So I might try to clean that out. Actually, and I might just leave it, because I think after I bisque fire it, I sand these when I'm done bisque firing them, just to make sure I have a very clean surface to glaze. And I can pay a little more attention to that little tiny line and sand that off, sand it out. That's it. That's how I do slip inlay.